South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital. And of course, the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube right here in Las Vegas. And of course, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And all of the other great platforms that we have, like our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global, iPhone, Android, and, of course, your Google phone you can get with the phone apps, that you can get the YouTube app, and, of course, the KSHP app that you can hear us on the radio, the YouTube. You can see and listen to us on their app, and as well, anywhere you get your podcasting too. So welcome to the show for this Friday. We're here kicking off another weekend. Today is opening day at Los Alamitos Racecourse in Southern California. It's in Orange County, and Los Al, of course, is primarily a quarter-horse racetrack, but in the past couple of years, they have also incorporated thoroughbred racing. They enlarged that racetrack. It is an unusual configuration, and I'm sure that the jockeys who have ridden there before have a small advantage to jockeys who are showing up for the first time to ride there. But it's going to be a very interesting meeting. And they already have a lot of horses that have entered in the first couple of days of racing in the entry box for Los Alamitos. So we'll get to play some fields with a little body to them, so to speak. And, of course, we'll have Bob Mieszerski, who is our man on the scene there at Los Alamitos, with us each and every racing day to talk about what's going on at Los Al, as he did yesterday with the preview. Today we'll talk about today's racing card. And, of course, the racing from around the country. We'll also have our handicappers, Jonathan Hardoon's with us, Rich Ang will be back, John Lendo, and of course Jerry J, who's still on a extended vacation. Jerry J's power pages for Aqueduct and Belmont at Aqueduct, I should say, and Los Alamitos are available still out there at his jerryjspowerpage.com, and we'll interpret some picks for you out of his power pages for you on the show. And of course, we have your racing menu as well. Looking at some of the stuff that's going on across the country. Now remember, there's racing at Royal Ascot, and the racing at Royal Ascot, there's big racing there. It's the most prestigious racing meet, a short race meet, but the most prestigious racing meet in Europe and England. And at Royal Ascot, they run today and tomorrow. Actually, I think, wait a minute, today is the final day of Royal Ascot. So we got racing at Royal Ascot today. Now, here are the winners of the stakes races so far at Royal Ascot. The Hampton Court Stakes was won by Trinity College, outrunning Tornado Alert and Glittering Legend. In the Gold Cup, Trulerman won that, and Trulerman really ran a huge race. He won that Ascot Gold Cup by 7 lengths and set a new course record in doing it. Trulerman, an Irish bred that won the Gold Cup, and that, of course, was yesterday. Illinois, a horse called Illinois, finished second, and Dubai Future was third. In the Ribblesdale Stakes, a Grade 2, Garden of Eden, the winner there, outrunning Understudy and Captain Del Carpio, who finished third. Catalina del Carpio, I guess is how you pronounce it. In the Norfolk Stakes, the winner there was Charles Darwin. This is a 2-year-old that won very impressively. Now, I am almost sure that they're going to send that horse over for the Breeders' Cup, and I do believe that the race they should be pointing for, after what I saw yesterday in the Norfolk Stakes, was entering him for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. He'd be perfect for that. Charles Darwin wins that with authority. Wise Approach was second, and Sandal Song was third. And on Wednesday, the Windsor Castle Stakes was won by Havana Hurricane, outrunning Dickensian, and a dead heat for third between Zizam and Rogue Legend. In the Prince of Wales Stakes, this is a Grade 1. Ombudsman wins that. Amat finished second, and See the Fire was third. In the Duke of Cambridge Stakes, Crimson Advocate wins, annexes that race, a Grade 2. Cinderella's Dream was second, Fallen Angel was third, and in the Queen's Vase, or the Queen's Vase, as I should say, a Grade 2. Carmiers was the winner there. Further was second, and Rahib was third. And then the Queen Mary Stakes, that was the big one on the opening. True Love won that, outrunning Flowerhead and Lenny Lou, who finished third. And those are the big stakes races won at Royal Ascot over the last couple of days. And, of course, they'll have another go at it. They're already racing halfway around the world in England at Royal Ascot right now. So the impressive winners, though, I think, of what I saw in those races came in the Norfolk Stakes with Charles Darwin and, of course, the Ascot Gold Cup with Trellerman, who finished that, winning that by 7 lengths, and again, setting a new track record. Well, they tried again in Northern California, both Ferndale and Fresno, to get a race meet going up there. And after the meeting yesterday of the California Horse Racing Board, they rejected it again in a 4-3 vote against the against giving them racing dates at Ferndale and Fresno. So that is all but dead now, as far as the Northern California racing is concerned. And the state of Louisiana is removing a lot of the regulations that horsemen have for void claims in races. Now, in the old days, remember, when you put a claim in for a horse, if he broke down during the race, you're the one who had to van him away and take care of him. You didn't get your money back. You didn't get the claim voided. But now, with all of the HISA things involved in all that, and all of the regulations statewide in certain states, a horse has to not only run the race, but after the race has to pass some sort of a physical before he is allowed to have the legitimate claim done for the new owner. But Louisiana, the Louisiana racing people there are trying to remove most of those void claim provisions, so they bring it back to the old days. So you throw in a claim, and that's your horse, period. I'm interested to see what the Jonathan Hardoon has to say about that. You know, in the old days, you had Bobby Frankel, you had the Johnsons in California, etc. Farrell Jones was a big claiming trainer back in the time, and those guys were they just threw in the claims, and if whatever the horse came out of the race, you owned him. So we'll wait and see about that. And of course, the new regulations, the voided claim regulations, of course, still apply over the overall HISA races, and of course in California especially. All right, so that might affect us here as far as betting on the horses, no doubt. In any case, we got. Let's see what happened yesterday. I got to tell you, yesterday, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you in the 8th and final race, Destino d'Oro, which was John Lindo's pick on the show, when they opened the starting gate in this 1 1/16 race, and I'm telling you, I'm going to give it to you straight, and if you don't believe me, you got to watch the replay. But this horse broke with the field and then dropped back to last, which was okay. But by the time they hit the backstretch, he was a zip code behind the next to the last horse. You almost thought this horse was going to be pulled up. And he's dawdling back there. And if you had that horse, like I did, to complete the pick 5, or just bet on the horse, as many do for the selections here on the show, you thought to yourself, what the heck? No way. There was a way. When they went into the far turn, he started bridging the gap to the next to the last horse. And you thought to yourself, well, okay, fine, but he's got to beat all these other horses now. When he hit the head of the stretch, it was way out in the middle of the track, had maybe 1 or 2 horses beat at the time in the full field of 10, and came roaring down the middle of the stretch. And even the track announcer said, that Destino d'Oro was closing, but he's running out of time. But he didn't run out of time. He got up and won the race. Destino d'Oro winning the 8th and final at Churchill Downs. Brad Cox, the trainer. LeSean Machado was his third win of the day for Machado. Bet down from 5 to 2, paid $5.66 for the win. But boy, what an unbelievable win that was. You got to watch it. Visually, it was really something. Jonathan Arduin's 20-1 shot in the 7th race got bet down to 4-1 and finished second, a good second in the race. Probably should have won it with a better trip, but it was beat by a horse that paid $9.96. Nice place price on that horse, though. Walter Rodriguez, jockey Walter Rodriguez, had a couple of winners. He won the 5th race on a 2-year-old filly named Clowning Around for Wesley Ward, paying $5.44. Came back right in the 6th race with a horse called Uncashed, who cashed for its backers, and trainer Larry Ravelli paying $3.68. So it was a day with a lot of favorites winning. The longest priced winner came in the 2nd race at $20, a couple $11 horses, and everything was really short prices yesterday at Churchill. As a matter of fact, the pick 6 paid $497.49 to give you a little thought about how many favorites there were. But the pick 5, for 50 cents, paid $473.09 there. So that really kind of wrapped it up for Churchill. Machado's other winners was the 1st race at $11.60 and the 4th race at $11.74. And that's what happened yesterday at Churchill. Belmont at Aqueduct. Irad Ortiz Jr. was the only one that visited the winner's circle more than once. He had 2 winners. He won the 2nd race for Jeremiah Engelhardt, paying $5.90, and came back and won the 7th race for Shug McGahee, paying $4.40. A lot of favorites winning there yesterday as well at Aqueduct. But I could tell you this, that the highest priced winner of the day at Aqueduct was the last race winner, paying $13.60. And of course, Linda Rice and Jose Lezcano, they got together and won a race, paying in the 5th race, paying $4.70. Jonathan Arduin really had a head shaker yesterday. His pick in that race, Lou, and again, please watch the replay. When they opened the starting gate at Lou, he got slammed. He was the number 2 horse. He got slammed from the 1 horse and the 3 horse like a sandwich, and was almost immediately discarded. After that opening, he dropped back to dead last. He was last for a long time, but unlike John Lendo's horse, he closed valiantly. But he couldn't get up in time in a 4-horse blanket finish. He finished 4th in that race, but he should have won the race easily with a better start. That bad start, that slamming coming out of the starting gate, cost him the win, no doubt about it. But Lezcano and Linda Rice wins that. And Rich Eng's horse that he gave us at Delaware Park finished 3rd. All right, so that's what our handicappers did yesterday, but we have high hopes for them on Friday and the weekend. Again, we'll have Jonathan Arduin, Rich Eng, John Lendo, Jerry J's picks, and Bob Mieszerski is going to be with us to cover the opening of Los Alamitos today. So without any further ado, we'll go to our first break. Don't forget, get to that YouTube page, the South Point Streaming YouTube page, and the Race Day Las Vegas icon as well. And when you get to our page, you'll see the chatter box going on the right-hand side of the page. And if you want to start chattering and you don't have, you've never done it before, just subscribe. Subscription is free. And then you can jump in and start chatting away with our chatters. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
Back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. How's the weather, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's hot out here. Today's the first day of summer. Yeah, big deal. It's been summer here for a couple of weeks so far. Anyhow, it's 86 degrees right now outside. We're going to get up to a cool 106 today, okay? The excessive heat warning is still on, but, from the 111 and the 114 that we had in the last couple of days, 106 is going to be a cool front, but it's going to be in the hundreds over the weekend and warm overnight as well. So if you're planning on coming out here dressed appropriately, of course, it's always fast, firm, and perfect, and comfortable in the race book here at the South Point. But that's the weather right now. Remember to stay hydrated. I say this all the time, but I'm going to keep saying it because you need to be hydrated all the time when the weather gets this hot. You do not realize when you're out there how dehydrated you get until it's too late. So don't make it too late. Just make sure you drink water all the time when you're outside, limited time outside for the pets and the kids, and check on the older people that have a little bit more of a difficult time when it's hot out there. Make sure you take care of the senior citizens as well. Just make sure you stay hydrated, okay? As far as the rest of the country is concerned, the hot spot is going to be Phoenix, Arizona again, 109. We'll get 109 today. By the way, we're going to get some wind here later on today in Las Vegas. So at least, if you're outside, you'll get a nice breeze going on. And at times, some real heavy wind. Also, El Paso, 104 at El Paso. You got 87 degrees, 87 degrees at Miami. Washington, 86 and sunny. New York, 87 degrees. Chicago, 86. You get the deal. Denver, Colorado is going to be 102 today. Southern California, where Los Alamitos is at, 80 degrees. So it's going to be nice there. So all I got to say is it's going to be warm in the southwest. And as far as any precipitation is concerned around the country, most of the racing centers are all clear. All the precipitation is in just the small parts of Iowa and Illinois and Wisconsin. And north of the border, there may be a little bit of action that could affect Woodbine, but it's north of the border there. So here's the menu of racetracks available today in the racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that Pacific time zone. If you're not in it, adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss mom and dad. You got to get the post times right wherever you're at. These are Pacific time post times. Laurel Park starts off the menu. Laurel Park has 9 races today. Their first post time is at 9:10. Pick 6 jackpot carryover there, $9,404. First post time Laurel, 9:10. Balterra Park is next. Their first post time is 9:35. 9:35 at Balterra. They got a super high 5 carryover there today of $11,953. First post time 8 races, 9:35. Then we go to Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, it's mounting there. Yeah, their pick 6 jackpot carryover now stands at $854,231. $854,231 in the pick 6 jackpot at Churchill Downs. They've got 9 races today, and their first post time is at 9:45. They're back with the regular daytime post time of 9:45. Gulfstream Park. You remember they had that mandatory on Sunday, so their pick 6 jackpot carryover today is $12,027. They've got 9 races. Their first post time is at 9:50. Woodbine, north of the border. Woodbine has a carryover in their Pick 6 jackpot of $2,882. Super High 5 jackpot carryover $19,387, and a first post time of 10:05 at Woodbine for 8 races. Belmont at Aqueduct. All right, Belmont at Aqueduct today, and their first post time for 9 races had at 10:10 at Belmont at Aqueduct. Racing conditions will be just fine there at Belmont at Aqueduct today. Monmouth Park from the shores of New Jersey. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $16,094, 8 races today. Paco Lopez, who's tearing them up at the shore down there, has 5 of his 7 mounts in the 8 races. He does not have a mount in the last race, but he has a mount in the first 7 races. Out of the first 7 races, he sits on 5 morning line favorites. So look out for Paco today at Monmouth Park. Pick 5 carryover at Monmouth, $11,299. $11,299. Pick 6 jackpot carryover again, $16,094. First post time at Monmouth set at 11 a.m. The LA County Fair meeting at Los Alamitos begins today. The Los Alamitos Thoroughbred Meet. 1 o'clock, first post time at Los Al for 8 races. And of course, we'll have Bob Mieszerski standing by for you for that opening at Los Al today. Penn National has 11 races today. And remember, they canceled those 4 stakes races again tonight to next Friday, God willing, and the weather is right. In any case, Penn National does have 11 races tonight, though, however. And they have a Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $5,493. Their first post time is at 2 o'clock. Evangeline Downs has 9 races, full fields there. First post time, 3:30. Charlestown has 9 races. Their stakes race today is the 8th race on the card. First post time at Charlestown is 4 p.m. Their Pick 6 carryover, jackpot carryover is $50,811. $50,811 at the Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Charlestown. First post time 4 p.m. Again, their feature race, the stakes race, is the 8th race on the card. Prairie Meadows has 10 races today, 3/4 horse, 7 thoroughbreds. Of the 3/4 horse races, they do have a 1 thoroughbred stakes race, and that's the 9th race on the card. The 3/4 horse races will be the first 3. Last 7 will be the thoroughbreds, and the featured thoroughbred stakes races is the 9th race on the card. Prairie Meadows Pick 5 jackpot carryover, $15,588, and a first post time of 4 p.m. there. And then way up at Emerald Downs in Washington, their first post time is 7 p.m. tonight for 7 races. They have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $15,054. And you know, with the first day of summer, this is the longest daylight of the year on this summer day of the 20th of June. First post time, Emerald, for 7 races, 7 p.m. All right, that's our racing menu for today. Let's go out to Jonathan Ardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. What do you think about the reeling back all of the void claims regulations in the state of Louisiana? Good or bad?
Well, it certainly changes the claiming game, because nowadays, when a trainer drops a horse from 20 to 10, there's no disadvantage in trying to claim the horse, because if he's no good, then they're going to void the claim. So it's not really a claiming game anymore. Going back to what Louisiana wants to do, well, those are shades of the old days, and that's equine poker. When a trainer takes a horse and drops him from 20 to 10, well, now you have to think, is that the trainer's MO? Is there something wrong with the horse? It's a completely different game. It's not really a claiming game anymore, because they're protecting the owners, I guess, for the most part. But listen, there's pluses and minuses to everything. And in this day and age, it's surprising that they went back to do that, to be honest with you. I'm surprised because, again, if you claim a horse nowadays, you're basically protected. If there's something wrong with the horse, they void the claim. And it's totally different. It's a different game.
Well, I remember the old claiming game, and Bobby Frankel became famous with stuff like that. When he came to California, he used to claim horses like for $12,500, put him in a $5,000 claiming race, and people were scared that they thought the horse was ready to break down, and he'd be winning races with those horses because of that. So he was playing to mind, the claiming game without all of these, voided
rules. It's not a claiming game. It's not a claiming game
well,
anymore. It's a sale.
It's a psychological thing. Then it added a little bit to the equation. That's for sure. Even for horse players.
Frank Martin did it for years. If you remember, on the East Coast in New York, he would claim a horse for 20 and run him back for 10. He'd win. Then he'd run him back for 5. Some of them would make it around the track. Some wouldn't. Yeah. So people always had in the back of their mind, what's up here. But nowadays, it's like, it's the chicken way out. It's not really, it's more of you're going to buy a horse more than anything else, and you can return it, which is, it's not really a claiming game anymore, but I guess Louisiana wants to bring it back. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, it very well is. Now, right now, when we're talking about racing at Louisiana Downs, et cetera, maybe not as noticeable as when they get to the fairgrounds now that they settled that dispute. In Louisiana. When they get to the fairgrounds, it's going to be fun to watch the claiming game there, that's for sure. Well, all I can say is you got bad luck with your horses breaking out of the starting gate yesterday. Jonathan, one horse broke out and got molested in the first couple of strides with getting banged from left and right, took him out of the game completely, and he closed strongly under Flavien Prat. For a while, I thought Prat was just sitting there going to give the horse a race after such a bad start, but then I think that he thought to himself, we're starting to pick up a little steam here, and he started riding this horse heavy. And like I said, it was a four horses and a blanket finish, and he was right in that blanket at the end. So we'll have to put him on the list, and certainly you're.
The only problem is, Ralph, everyone saw the trouble, so you're not going to gain anything by putting him on your list because he's going to get bet next time out. When you bet horses off of tough trips, you want it to be subtle where everybody doesn't see what you saw.
Yeah. Maybe it would have been better if Pratt would have just wrapped up and kept them in the back somewhere. In any case, the race that 20-1 shot was bet down to 4 with 3 scratches in that race at Churchill Downs. Also ran well.
He ran well. He ran very well. He also got off poorly, and they were going slow, and he had to close into slow fractions.
Yes,
at the top of the stretch, I actually thought he was going to win. Yeah, he ran very well.
Not only that, but he was like, 8 wide or something. He was way wide in the middle of the track, and the winner that beat him got through on the inside, or at least in the middle of the track. But it was and like I said, we said, and I tell everybody out there, our handicappers, I'm looking for our handicappers to give us live horses. They're not going to all win because, that's just the nature of the game. You got racing luck, et cetera, shape of the game sometime, et cetera. But in any case, these horses were live. They just got bad trips. But we're going to get good trips today. Where are we going?
Let's go to Belmont at Aqueduct and look at the third race today. It's 6 furlongs on the outer turf course, and I like the number 8 horse in here, Weekend Rags. This is a 5-year-old mare from the Georgia Braille barn. Rider switch today to Ruben Silvera. This horse is 2 for 5 at the Aqueduct turf course, and he's only has 3 wins. 2 of them came here. The horse is listed at 5-1 on the morning line. I think he gets a good trip in here. I like number 8, Weekend Rags, to win today's third race out at Belmont at the Big A.
All right, you got Aqueduct, third race, number 8, Weekend Rags. Let's make it a weekend bankroll for us with a win here in the third race, the 8 in the third at Belmont at Aqueduct. Churchill Downs next, maybe?
Yeah, Churchill Downs race 8, a mile and a 16th on the turf. This is for turf only. They should be on the turf with no problem. I like the number 3 horse in here, St. Armand's Key. A 4-year-old gelding from the Joe Sharp barn, has a race last time out at Churchill. This is an improving horse. He's getting better with each start. Full field of 9. He's listed at 9-2 on the morning line. I like number 3, St. Armand's Key, to win today's 8th race out of Churchill Downs.
Churchill Downs, 8th race, full field there, going a mile and 16th on the turf. You like number 3, St. Armand's Key, the 3 in the 8th at Churchill. What about the Los Alamitos?
Opening day and a good card, Ralph. Like you said, full fields. We haven't seen full fields in Southern California in a while, but you're going to get it today. And the 8th race today, 6 furlongs on the main track. They don't run on the turf there. I like the number 8 horse in here, Novena Phobia. We actually gave this horse out last time out, and he ran sneaky good. He finished second that day. He was stuck on the rail that day. Actually, his last 3 races, he's had the rail, the 2 posts, and the rail. Finally draws an outside box. Armando Ayuso aboard to ride for trainer Bill McLean. 7-2 on the morning line. Number 8, Novena Phobia, wins today's 8th race out at Los Alamitos.
I like your selection, but I don't agree with the name. Novenophobia?
I think it means, well, I don't know, a fear of wine?
No, a fear of wine, yeah. In any case.
That's not you, Ralph.
In the 8th race, number 8, Novenophobia, the 8 in the 8th race, easy to remember, on this opening day at Los Alamitos and the LA County Fair meet at Los Al. Remember, he's got 3 sheets today, Churchill, Belmont at Aqueduct, and Los Alamitos, right, my man?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph.
All right. Thank you too, Jonathan, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Stay safe and be well.
Yeah, thank you, my man. Now we're going to go directly to Southern California because Mr. Bob Mieszerski's been waiting patiently for us. So we're going to go to Bob right now. And good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Have you been listening to the show?
I have. I can't hear John. I can hear you, but I can't hear John.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case, Louisiana is going back to the old days of claiming. They're going to take all those safety regulations out of the way for voided claims. And you and I go back a long way in Southern California. Remember the days of not only Bobby Frankel, but Johnson. W.R. Johnson used to do a lot of that too, right? And Farrell Jones.
Oh, absolutely.
Farrell Jones.
Yes.
And, yeah.
No, I like the claiming game. I like the strategy involved, and you have to figure out how people are playing. It's like a variation of poker, and I kind of like the old rules. And if somebody makes a bad claim, that's on them, and if somebody makes a great claim, that's also on them. So I liked it the old way, but I guess that's because we're old and we like the way the game used to be.
Yeah, it was like a poker game, a real honest poker game. You had to figure out, as players, just like as a person that was claiming a horse, as Jonathan would say, when you drop a horse from 20 down to 10, what's this guy doing? Is he trying to steal a race, or is the horse something wrong with the horse and he's trying to get rid of him? And that comes into play when you're betting on the horse. You should say, well, is he trying to win this race, or should I throw him out? So I think it's a good dynamic. But of course, I could be in the minority. Anyhow, opening day at Los Alamitos, buddy. You got horses, buddy.
Yeah, the first 2 days we did really well at the entry box. Sunday was a little bit of a struggle, but we're running 8 races on Sunday, so hopefully it'll perk up again for the second week of the meet. But yeah, the first 2 days are really good. The average field size well over 8.
Bob, stakes race this weekend?
Yeah, we have the Kings River, the Bertrano tomorrow. Kings River Knight is the 2-5 favorite in the race. He looks like a heavy favorite on paper. He won this race 2 years ago. He's 2 for 2 at Los Al. He won a pair of stakes races here back in 2023. He's about as hard-knocking a Calbred as you're going to have. He's won 11 out of 18. He's only been worse than second twice in his life. He's capable on dirt or turf. Juan Hernandez is coming over to ride him for John Sadler. Juan, of course, has won more stakes races at these meets than anybody else. So everything looks right for him tomorrow. It should be very tough to beat. The race is at a mile. It's for horses bred or sired in California. So it'll be run for the 12th time at Los Al.
And I believe he won his last race, did he not, at Santa Anita?
Yes, he did. He went wire to wire in the crystal water on the grass. Mm-hmm. He ran poorly in his comeback race. That was down the hill, and I think he just needed that race to stretch his legs, and then he stretched out to a mile. He's obviously a better horse going 2 turns than he is 1 turn. Won that race, and now he's back to the dirt. And like I said, he's 2 for 2 at Los Al.
Bob, immediately in the first race, you also have another hard knocker in an optional claiming allowance race in the shape of number 5, Jerry Spirit, who is sitting on 3 wins in a row, looking for his 4th win on your opening day opening card.
Yeah, we have him, and also Grubauer, who's a very, very nice horse, came down from Northern California, had a win streak of his own going. Last time he just barely got beat by Wound Up, who's one of the claims of the year for Labrado Barocio. That horse has won, I think, 5 or 6 in a row. this horse gave him all he could handle. So I think that should be a good matchup in the first today between Grubauer and Jerry Spirit.
Yeah, no kidding. You got some good competitive races today at Los Al, and with the configuration the way it is with that long home stretch, it's going to be fun betting and watching the races today. And Bob will get your opening day pick.
I'm going to go to the fourth race. The horse isn't going to be a great price, but I like number 8, Golden Sunrise. I just think he needed his race last time. I think he's the speed of the speed near. He's in not to be claimed again for the second time in a row for Andy Matthews, who's one of the sharpest trainers on this circuit. I think the horse can go gate to wire in the fourth, so he might be a horse you could key in the pick 5 or the early pick 4.
And you have one pick 5, and that is the first 5 races each day for 50 cents. You got 2 pick 4s, however. And, of course, the early pick 4, the second through the 5th race, and the last 5 races on the card. So this 4th race hits it right where you need to be to get a winner. In the 4th race, number 8, Golden Sunrise. Number 8, Golden Sunrise is Bob Mieszerski's pick in this 4th race at Los Alamitos. And you got a full sheet of selections as well, right?
Yeah, I do it for the today'sracingdigest.com, make Southern California selections every day. Then I also do a graded handicap for the Southern California News Group papers, which includes the LA Daily News, Pasadena Star News, OC Register, among others.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow, my man.
Sounds good, Ralph. Have a good day.
All right, you got it. Now we're going to go to our break, and when we come back, we got Rich Eng standing by. We also have John Lindo queued up for the end of the show, and I still got to get you Jerry J's Power Page picks as well. So we got a lot to cover yet in this fast lane on this Friday. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space, and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
All right, back on race day. Now it's time to go out to Mr. Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. And I enjoyed listening to your talk about claiming trainers with Jonathan and Bob Mieszerski. And you're right; it was a poker game in the old days. You had to play your cards. You had to know who you were dealing with and take a look at the horses. And when I was breaking into New York, the 2 claiming trainers that made the most noise were Frank Pancho Martin that Jonathan talked about, and a trainer called Oscar Barrera, who was very famous for some of his exploits back in the late 70s, early 80s. And his most famous claim was what's called Shifty Chic, who almost upset Slew of Gold in the I think it was the Whitney Handicap at Saratoga, and he was amazing at the claiming game. Oscar was, that's for sure.
Well, you know, in another lifetime, when I was a youngster and I was working on the backstretch and galloping horses and what have you, I had a trainer who used to, in every race he ran, he used to wrap the horses with, the wraps on their legs, wrap their horses on their legs. And I said, I asked him one day, I said, well, these horses aren't hurting. I mean, there's no, he says, I wrap them because that gives the guys who think about claiming that horse in the claiming race a second thought about whether he's sound or not. So that used to be a game that was played too. It was interesting, that's for sure. And all I can say is maybe it would be kind of fun to see it come back. I know that maybe Louisiana Downs won't have as much of an effect, maybe, as the fairgrounds will. But it'd be interesting to watch that. That's for sure. All right, time to get a pick for you. You got a full sheet for the LA County Fair meet opening day at Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. I know you got a full sheet. It's at racedaylasvegas.com websites. So what are we doing today, Richie?
Let's go to race number 3 at Los Alamitos. It's a maiden claiming a 12-5, full field of 10. Great to see the card having a lot of meat on the bones today. The horse I'm going to go with is number 9, Aria's Ride. 2-1 favorite, but George Papadromo, this horse ran well last time out on the drop. Drops again. Ricky Gonzalez rides. I think gets a nice sitting trip on the whiteout and rallies hard late. Number 9, Aria's Ride in the third.
All right, in the third race, number 9, Aria's Ride. That's your pick in the third. The 9, Bob Mieszerski gave us a pick in the fourth, so I got a rolling double going on from the third to the fourth race. The 9-8 rolling double with your horse that starts it in the third race, the 9, Aria's Ride. Don't forget, Richie's got the rest at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Thanks a lot, Rich. Talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, taking our final break. When we come back, I got Jerry J's plays for you, and then we'll wrap it up with John Lendo in Southern California, waiting for the opening of Los Alamitos. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book. Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
This is the best sports betting network.
I would argue it is a total mismatch.
There's value with underdog prices in series.
I would lean to the under here.
My numbers are saying I got to bet the Tigers. Two-way action. When in doubt, we juice that favorite, that extra nickel.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
Forget about it. The best.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to get you Jerry J's Power Page picks. Remember, he's on vacation, but he's got full Power Pages for both Belmont at Aqueduct and the opening of Los Alamitos today at jerryjspowerpage.com. Let's go to the 8th race at Belmont at Aqueduct. In the 8th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, Jerry's play is going to be number 3, Tor Jeet, the 3 horse at 6-1 on the morning line with Eric Cancel. He is a star horse on his sheet. The 3 is the key in the 8th race. The link-ups are 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. The 1, 1A, and 8 are scratched in that 8th race, but the play is 3 over 4, 5, 6 in reverse. The 3 is the play in the 8th at Belmont at Aqueduct. And then going to Los Alamitos, the Los Alamitos LA County Fair meet on this opening day. Jerry comes in the second race with a play. In the second race, he likes the 4 Bold Supremacy. Now, this horse is a star horse on his sheet. So the 4 Bold Supremacy is the play. The link-ups are 2, 3, and 5. 4 over 2, 3, 5, and reverse. The 4 is the play in the second. Now, with that play, I now have a Siraco play pick 3. because he has the 4 in the second race. Richie has the 9 in the third race, and Bob Mieszerski came in the fourth race with the 8. So I got a pick 3 going in the second race. The cold pick 3 is in the second race is the 4 with 9 with 8. 4, 9, 8 would be the pick 3 numbers there. All right, and those are Jerry J's Power Page plays. Now we're going to go to John Lendo standing by in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. You heard about Louisiana taking away all of those regulations, safeguard regulations for the claiming game there, looking like the old days in Southern California. What say you, good or bad?
Well, I understand why the voids are in place now. I never liked the avoided claim rule as a guy who did a lot of claiming. I think if you do your homework, and get out there and watch and do everything else you're supposed to do, you can take a lot of that risk out yourself. It was kind of a buffer that, people just drop claims and don't even look at the horses anymore. And if they're bad, they get bailed out. So that's part of it. I can see both sides of the argument here. But, it's just something that isn't HISA supposed to regulate rules so that we get consistent rules around the country?
Yeah, I thought that was the case, but they did say it was. I saw it posted on Blood Horse today that they're going to, I guess they're going to take the regulations away. Now, I don't know if they have to propose it or whether it's going to be something that's already done, but they're in the process of doing that and trying to get it done. So we'll wait and see. It's kind of a fun way of also for the players, too, to figure out who's doing what when it comes to claiming races. That's for sure. Hey, listen, when we got to your pick at Churchill Downs yesterday, and I want to tell you, people got to watch that race. What did you think going down the backstretch?
Well, they took the blinkers off of Destina D'Oro, so I thought she'd be a little further back early. I didn't think she'd be that far back. She was trailing around the turn and not going anywhere, and she started to pick it up. And when she turned for home, she was still 10 or 12 lengths back.
Yeah.
But, she came that last 16th of a mile in under 6 seconds, and she actually won that race without, being under wraps. She didn't win it fully extended. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, track announcer even said she's running out of time, but she didn't think she was, because not only did she pass that horse, but by the time they hit the wire, I think she was a full length in front, and the jock wasn't pursuing her at all. All he did at the top of the stretch was wheel her out in the middle of the track so she had clear going, and when she dropped her head, she really took off. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
one to follow.
We didn't get a chance to update the jockey trainer standings at Churchill, so if you want to quickly do that, we can do that.
Okay, there's been a little change from the stuff I sent Sean, but going into this week, Jose Ortiz was the leading jockey with 45 wins. He's now got 47. Luis Saez won a race yesterday. He had 37 going into the week. He's second now with 38. And Brian Hernandez has got 29 wins. He's the third place guy right now. As far as the trainers, Joe Sharp has 14 wins. Brad Cox won the last race with Destina D'Oro. He's now got 14, so they're tied for leading trainer. Mike Maker third with 10 winners.
And the favorites banging right around 38, maybe a little bit higher with all those favorites winning yesterday?
Yeah, I'm thinking a little bit over 38% for the meet.
All right. Well, John, you have 2 sheets today here at the South Point, and they can get the full Los Alamitos sheet, all the races, plus suggested late pick 5, and all the goodie information that includes the new the betting menu that they have there at Los Alamitos. That's important for the players. That comprehensive sheet, and a late pick 5 sheet as well at Churchill Downs. You did 2 separate sheets. They're both available here at the South Point, only here in the gaming capital of the world at the South Point, free of charge, complimentary to the players because they love horse players here. So I know that you probably have a pick at Churchill and one at Los Al, so we'll get started. We'll go right to Churchill.
Let's go to Churchill Downs, race number 6. Number 1, S-Mark, has been racing into shape, needed the comeback race at Keeneland, broke the maiden last time going to Churchill Downs. He's just getting fit now. He's got a lot of talent, and he's getting better. He's 15 to 1 on the program. I would take half that. Number 1, S-Mark, moves forward again today, I think, in race 6 at Churchill Downs.
S-Mark, 15 to 1 on the morning line. Luis Saez riding 2. Okay, maybe 15 to 1 will be a little ambitious, but it'll be a solid price today in the 6th race. The 1 S-Mark in the 6th at Churchill Downs, and that, of course, starts off the late pick 4 as well. You've got, like I said, a suggested late pick 5 on that sheet. Now we go to the opening day of the LA County Fair meet at Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. And as Jonathan said, man, it's it's a competitive, good betting card today.
Yeah, there should be some good betting opportunities. You got to remember the pick fours there are $1 minimum. There's the second through fifth and last four. Only one pick five, the first 5 races. So if you're a pick 5 player, get there early. I'm going to go down to the the 8th and final.
Mm-hmm.
8th and final today. Number 3, Harama, a horse that's had trouble staying on the track. He's got ability. I think he'll fire his best shot off the layoff. He's in a non-winners of 2 restricted claimer here. I think he falls into a good stocking trip. 5-2 on the program. I just think a well-met horse today, number 3, Harama, race number 8, Los Alamitos.
All right. Well, you guys are loaded for bear for me at the Los Alamitos opener. In the 8th race, you take on Jonathan Nardoon, who has the 8 horse in there. You like the 3 Jarama in the 8th. So now I got a Siraco exacta box play, the 3-8-8-3 in the 8th. And, of course, I have a couple of rolling doubles and a pick 3 as well between Jerry, Richie, and Bob Mieszerski as well. So it's going to be a fun day of watching the races at Los Alamitos. Your pick in the last race, though, is number 3, Jarama. And don't forget a full sheet of Los Alamitos, the Linda Report, available right now here at the South Point. Both the late pick 5 at Churchill Downs and the full sheet at Los Alamitos. Both Linda Reports available here at the South Point, only here, free of charge to the players because they love horse players right here at the South Point. So enjoy yourself here. Get out of the heat and enjoy some great racing at Los Al today. And the last thing we say, as we always do on our show, and before tomorrow's Saturday's card, John Linda's going to say it for us.
Have a great race day, everybody.